Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm showing you a tutorial on how to make a bow using the Pixie Dot Craft Supplies wooden bow template. And as you can see, you can make a 3-inch wide bow or a 4-inch wide bow on this one. I actually did a tutorial using this before and I made this lovely tulle bow. I will pop a link to this tutorial at the end of this video and I will also link it in the description below. Also, everything that I use, all of the products will also be linked in the description below. So press on the title, that will bring up the description and you can check out all of these products, including the wooden bow template. So other than the bow template, this is the rest of the stuff that you will need. I've got my Fiskars fabric scissors. I've got a tape measure to measure my ribbon. Obviously you will need 3 choices of colour of ribbon. I'm choosing these 3 pastel colours. I'll show you the measurements in a moment. I've got 2 pieces of ribbon at 11 centimetres, 1 centimetre wide, and one is to wrap my clip and the other is to wrap the centre of the bow. And I've got these little toppers here. These are optional. I've just thought that they might look quite cute in the middle of my bow, so I may be using one of these once my bow is complete. You will need a lighter to heat seal the ends, and I've got a needle threaded with some strong thread and a knot at the end. And I've got my Dremel 940 hot glue gun. So 3 pieces of ribbon. These 2 pieces are both 1.5 inch wide or 4 centimetres wide, and they are both cut to 23 centimetres in length or just over 9 inches in length, and that is these 2 pieces here. And then I've got one piece in this lovely lemon colour, again 1.5 inch wide or 4 centimetres wide, and this piece is cut to 24.5 centimetres in length or just over 9.5 inches in length, and that is that one piece. First of all, I'm going to line my clip. You can add this bow onto a headband, an elastic, anything you like, but this is just my personal preference. This is a 45mm double prong clip, and I just like to line my clip with a matching ribbon just to hide the metal hardware, and it also just helps the bow stick well to the hair clip. So I'm just half lining the clip first of all, and then I'll set this aside ready for when we need it. So there's my half lined clip ready to add to the bow at the end. I will also set this piece aside, which is to wrap the centre. So first of all, taking our 2 23cm pieces, I'm going to join these together. So taking my lighter, first of all, I'm going to heat seal one end of each piece and then flip it over and heat seal the other end. And then what I'm going to do is join these 2 ends together. So I'm going to slightly overlap one over the other. It's just over 1/2 centimetre that I'm overlapping them. And then I'm going to use the heat from my lighter to melt the fibres and hold them together. And then flip it over and do the same on the other side, so making sure it's level and straight, using my lighter to melt those fibres, and then giving it a pinch with my finger just to hold those 2 pieces together so that they're temporarily joined like this. Once we sew the pinch down the middle, that will secure the centre properly. Next, taking my Pixie Dot wooden template, and I've got a few clips here to hold my ribbon in place on the template. You can use hair clips if you haven't got fabric clips. I'm making a 4-inch bow with this length of ribbon, so make sure you've got the 4-inch side of the template. Taking the ribbon that we've just joined, we're going to line this up on the underside of the template. So it looks like that, and obviously I've got it slightly over so you can just see the blue, because the middle of where these join is here. So I've made sure that where these overlap, they overlap by 1/2 centimetre, so this is actually central. If you want to check, actually, fold it in half. This will be better for the tutorial, just to show you what I mean. So if I fold these two in half and give it a squeeze to mark the centre, mark a crease in there, then you will see what I mean. You can't quite see the crease, can you? So this is the centre of the two pieces. So taking the template again, I'm lining it up at the back of the template, and you can just see where that crease is. That is central to the gap in the middle. Keeping this toward the top of the template, so this piece is going across the top of the template. Bringing this blue side over now, I'm going to bring it over diagonal toward the front, and I'm lining it up with the bottom of this piece, which is coming out straight. And then once you've got that on there and you're happy that it's nice and tight and straight, taking a clip it on there to hold it in place. The same with the opposite side. Now we're going to bring this over diagonal, like that, taking another clip and clipping that piece across. Next we're going to turn the template over, so I'm placing my fingers here just to hold these pieces of ribbon in place. Flip the template over, and then I'm going to bring these sides in, and then you want these to be just touching at the side. So here they're just touching each other, and then this opposite side the same, bringing it over. To overlap in the middle. I'm just going to pop another couple of clips on there. So this is what it looks like at the front, and this is what it looks like at the back. I'm just grabbing another clip for now, and I'm going to clip this on there just to hold those bottom pieces in place. So this is what we've got now. Next, taking our yellow piece of ribbon, again I'm just going to fold it in half to mark the centre, and taking my lighter I'm going to just heat seal the ends just to prevent any fraying of the ribbon. And we're going to lay this across where this X shape is. We're going to lay this across the front in the middle. So I'm laying it over the top so that the crease I've just made is central to the gap, making sure it's even. And then I'm just going to remove this clip and this bottom one and fold this round and pop the clip back on to hold it in place. And then I'm going to do the same with the other side. So I'm keeping it all pinched whilst I remove these clips, wrapping it round and then popping the clips back on to hold them in place. So this is the front, flipping it over toward the back. We have got some overhang. We will adjust these pieces when it comes to it. We'll just trim those off. So now we've got all this in place, we're ready to sew in our pinch. So I'm going to flip this over, keeping my finger here to keep those together. I'm just going to remove that bottom clip. So we're going to do 8 stitches across this middle, 2 in either side and 4 in the middle. So going in through the top, through this bottom edge first, all the way through to the knot, and then coming up around halfway, so about here, for our second stitch, 2, our third stitch going in through this yellow piece through to the bottom, and then our fourth stitch coming up about 1 centimetre above that one, 5, 6, coming up through the end of this yellow piece, and then 7 and 8 in this last piece here at the end, 7 and 8. So these are what our stitches look like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now we can remove all of these clips and slide our ribbon off the template. So very carefully sliding it down off the template. And then at this point you can trim off any overhang pieces. So we've got some extra yellow here, so I'm just going to carefully fold this back, trim off that yellow overhang, being careful not to cut through my stitching. Heat seal the raw edge. The other piece underneath should be fine, we shouldn't see that, so we'll just cut that piece off. And then we're ready to pull on the thread to form that pinch, so rolling it over again back to the front side. So where these pieces cross over as an X, that is the front or the top of your bow. So pulling on the ribbon to form that pinch, and then wrapping it around the centre once you've got that tight to hold it all in place. And then on this underside, I'm just going to go through catching a little bit of the ribbon once, and then on this second go in, I'm going to go through this loose loop a couple of times before I pull it tight, and that will form a knot, so I can trim off the excess thread. So this is what we've got so far, and now we're ready to add our clip, wrap our centre, and maybe add that little embellishment in the centre also. So here is my 45mm double prong clip, which I half lined earlier with matching ribbon, and I've got this piece here which is 1 centimetre wide by 11 centimetres, and this is to wrap the centre. So I'm going to add some hot glue to the front part of the clip and pop this on the underside of my bow first of all. And then taking the strip that I have for the centre, I've already heat sealed all of the raw edges, popping some glue on one end. I'm going to pop that under the clip, central to the hair bow, and then I'm going to start wrapping the centre, making sure it's in the middle. And then I like to just add a little bit of glue over that stitching just to make sure that this keeps hidden underneath my centre strip. Then I'm going to go around for the second time, so back under the clip, back over the top, and then on the underside trim off any excess ribbon, heat seal that raw edge, and then stick down that last piece underneath that clip. And then I will show you how I add my resin embellishments. So I like to stick these resin embellishments with a mix of hot glue and Gorilla super glue gel. I've already cut a little scrap piece of felt and I've hot glued, so I've used my hot glue gun to hot glue this felt to the embellishment, and the reason being is that hot glue works really well with felt, so this will help it to hold. The only way to get this off here is to literally, you'd have to rip the felt. So as you can see, if I try to pull this off, I'm literally tearing the felt rather than removing it. I'll just re-stick that down. I just wanted to show you how well it works. But obviously, as you can see, you can tear the felt off, and it would be quite easy to rip the embellishment off the bow, which is why I like to use my super glue gel as well, just to give it a little bit of extra staying power. So using the Gorilla super glue gel, I'm just seeing where it touches the bow. So around these side pieces here, I'm just going to squeeze some of the glue gel around the sides. I'm also going to put a little bit over the top. And this is a gel consistency, so it doesn't run. So I've put it all around the edges, and then I'm going to carefully place the hot glue on the felt in the middle, trying not to mix the two glues because I don't want to cancel out the super glue with the hot glue. And then what will happen is the hot glue will form an immediate bond whilst the super glue sets. And there you go, isn't that gorgeous? So that is how you make a 3-colour bow using the Pixie Dot wooden bow template. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial today. If you did, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you press the bell button, you'll get notified of future tutorials. And I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.